for copyright or nothing like that. But yeah, I seen Charlamagne went on The View the other day, and they had Stephen A. Smith on there a few weeks ago. And look, The View is a show about these old hags. They sit around the round table. They talk politics. It's a complete different show than it used to be way back in the Star Jones days. But it's a show that if you hate Donald Trump, that's the show that people sit there and watch. They, just like all these other media outlets, they have ran with that to push ratings for the last 8 years now. If it ain't nothing else, when all fails, let's talk about Trump. So Sonny Holson and them, they're up there. Charlamagne, who, like I say, desperately wants to be bipartisan. He wants to be objective, but he got caught up in the Kamala train because that's his homegirl. He helped her run for primary in 2019. He was on the front, on the front field battling for Kamala. But he has become more objective post-election, and he's probably been one of the more reasonable Democrats in media since this election because he's been honest. And he went up here on The View, and I think he flat out cooked Whoopi Goldberg and these ladies. It's only one lady up there. One is an independent, and the other one, she's conservative. The rest of them, Sonny, Joy, and Whoopi, they just see things through one lens, and that's the Democratic Party lens. They don't see anything anywhere else. They're not objective at all. And here's a clip of when Charlamagne first got up there.
Going around right now, a lot of this conversation about President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter after repeatedly saying he would never do it. And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, etc., as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, whether or not, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy and they were saying that, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him, that's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, nobody's above the law, I respect, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a
No,
sudden?
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over.
All right, now Whoopi is trying to make her point, and she goes on and says, the energy is different. I'm like, hold up. Y'all been ranking on Trump for 8 years now, nonstop. But all of a sudden, when people criticize Joe Biden for lying about pardoning his son and doing it, it's a problem? Come on now. Like I said, they walk this moral high ground like they're better than everybody. We don't hate anybody. We embrace everyone. We accept everyone. Right now, they're telling people to open your homes to illegal migrants so they don't get deported. Oh, they're not sinners at all. They're just better than everybody else. Joy Reid literally broke down who voted for who based off who was educated and who wasn't educated. Oh, uneducated white women voted for Trump at 55%. Uneducated black men voted for Donald Trump at this. And this is what they do. They look down on everybody in a condescending way like they're better. And in reality, you ain't no better than any damn body else.
And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. Listen, they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. You don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're mad.
No.
If I could get in on this, I actually think it went further, and this is one thing we really disagree on. Joe Biden made a point of saying we stand by our institutions and the impartiality of the Department of Justice.
Yes.
Democrats ran on that. This same DOJ indicted Hunter Biden. How we shouldn't be saying it's corrupt like Donald Trump does. But then in his statement pardoning Hunter Biden, he says that it was a political pursuit by his own Department of Justice.
Can you explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls? He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
Criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlamagne.
I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more. But you're missing my question. My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing.
Well, I don't think people are flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right? We've turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay? I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes... But when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right, if you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
That's why I'm an independent.
Yes, but
I think that's the best way to go.
But that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
But why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats are wrong.
So you don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. And can I just point this out to you? The president has a part in power, right?
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg.
Yeah,
I would never. I said that. I just think that.
Think about it. Think about it this way.
Whoopi's lying. Whoopi never criticizes the Democrats on that show. They still won't even accept the fact that they lost clean, and they won't even accept why they lost. They just still coming up with these excuses. You have yet to criticize Kamala Harris for fumbling, $1 billion in that campaign? She fumbled $1 billion paying all these celebrities, even some that didn't even need the money. I mean, I don't think Beyonce needed $10 million, but they paid her. Al Sharpton's a Democrat. They still paid him $350,000. So did Roland Martin. All of these people. This was not a good campaign. You won't even accept that. Oh, she ran a terrific campaign, and she's smart, and she's elegant. No, that lady is drunk, right? She did her little drunk-ass interview from Hawaii the other day. Had everything missing but the damn hen dog bottle. Stop it, man. These people are crazy over this, and they just don't see anything any other kind of way. And I don't know how this show even still goes on. Like I say, this is Trump fuel for the people who don't like Trump. They watch this. Unlike MSNBC and some of these other shows, The View is still sticking around. So their audience is still strong. Half of the audience is middle-aged women that sit at home all day and work remote anyway. So they ain't going nowhere. But yeah, Charlamagne, it's crazy when Charlamagne the God is considered the voice of reason. But he was in this situation. Him and that other lady at the far right. Because Sonny, thank God she kept her mouth shut. She's a dummy too. But let me know what y'all think in the comments about Charlamagne cooking The View.